I find my dog very frustrating, just an FYI to people. And yeah. Wow. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And I'm going through my little lipstick kit here. I need new lipstick. I do. Everything's almost at its very bottom. So, and of course, you know what I have to do. Like this is what I'm working with. Like, so I'll use this one. And these ones are almost empty as well. So put on some lipstick. So I have had a few people ask what's going on, say, well, what happened? And I think it's, I don't know. I break out my I'm a sensitive person. You may not know that, but I am. I'm very sensitive. And sometimes that's why I don't wear a lot of necklaces or bracelets or rings and stuff like that. I have my rings and I have my bracelets, but either they irritate me or um they make my, especially crystal ones, like my hand will feel like it's a loose one, but then it feels like it's going really tight. Rings, I love rings, right? I love to wear my rings, and but they discolor very easily on me. Like, I pull the color out of them. If they're real silver and stuff, my fingers will go black, all that kind of stuff. Necklaces make my neck heavy. Like I can't wear them. And I've had people like, oh, well, why don't you, oh, this is a really light necklace, and I'll put it on. And it could be the lightest, it could be like a very fine gold chain, and I can feel that weight, and I know it has to do with past lives and things like that, and either having my head cut off or being a milkmaid and carrying the carrying the milk along the way and stuff like that. So, these are just some of the things, for me. So anyways, back to my story. I broke out in a rash. Now, I had some vitamin E, like liquid vitamin E, and I was mixing it with jojoba on a patch on my ankle because it gets very itchy. And I don't want to use cortisone. I don't want to use all of that. And I was just wanting to use it. So I did. And then any excess, I just wipe off on my leg and stuff, and, not thinking anything of it. Had a little bit of a rash over on the side. Oh, okay, just put a little bit there. And well, well, my whole leg, it looked like I have the chicken pox on my leg. That's the best way I can look at to say it. And then it went over to this leg. Then see, once I get a rash that bad, it starts to spread to the rest of my body. So I was doing things and trying to do it very naturally because I didn't want to go in the hospital. Because the last time I had a really bad rash, I ended up being on an IV for over 10 days. I was an outpatient, um, and going back every day. I had to go back every day to get my IV changed, like the bag changed and the IV flushed and everything else. It was not fun. Then after having that IV, I had the worst yeast infection I've ever had. Now, I that's one thing I've never had was yeast infections. So, that was a whole nother thing for me, and that was just horrendous, to say the least. So anyways, so this time I was trying to do other things, but it just, like, I know I'm itchy. It just started to not go down, right? So anyways, ended up, finally I went to the walk-in clinic, because I finally got the vehicle back for my son, and it was I ended up, I'm on a bilastine, so it's a an antihistamine, and I'm on prednisone, which I've never been on before. This is the second day, and man, it's weird. Just saying, it's weird. Um, my rash has gone down. I mean, it looks a lot better than what it was. Last night, I didn't think it was last night, it just everything just seemed inflamed on my body and stuff. So, I thought, "Okay, this is what I gotta do." I have physio today because of my hip and my lower back acting up, and it's hindered a lot of things in my life of what I want to do, including if I started to go back to work and work in a full-time position in retail, which I mean, I will take it. Definitely, I would take it if it came across my because it's a steady income. But this is my job. Like, I love this. I love doing readings. I love doing courses and doing workbooks and I love building the community. This is where my heart wants to be, and I'm open to, and I just love it. And it's a difficult one because it's not where for me it hasn't been that steady income which I need, because for us it's um this is the income. See this, baby, I am the income. And because my husband's on pension, so it's very and it's not a high pension. That pension pays our rent, basically it, that's it. So there's no extra to do other things. That's why I do buy me a coffee, because buy me a coffee brings in that little extra that we can do things like maybe buy some extra groceries, or put the money down on the cable bill or the utility bill and things like that. That's what that's what it does for us. So your support and everything that you do is absolutely wonderful, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And also, we have a sale that's going on right now, and our summer sale is in uh, a couple tiers. So how I had it got it strategized, and so I got um, the summer soul bundle, which is $333. 1 hour reading, which is regular 200, Sacred Summer Series, which is July August combo, and a 5 moon readings from now through August, which is 250. So that all comes to $525 separately, $333. We have a mini package of 111, which is the Sacred Summer Series, the July and August, and 2 readings of your choice, 2 moon readings. So those are the pre-recorded ones. Those are the little ones. That's not the one-on-one 1 hour ones, but they're the moon readings. The 1 hour readings are totally different. And then we have a flash readings where you can have 1 moon reading for $44. So I'm going to be doing that out. So that's my flash reading that we're going to be having, because the new moon's going to be coming up soon on the 25th in a few days. So I'll be the the moon readings are going to be starting to come out. And then I have the a la carte. So the a la carte is you could choose one. So you could have the July August series for $66, or you could have the moon readings, a moon reading for $44, or a 1 hour reading for 175. And in that 175, if you want to do the solar arc reading, I will do it this time, because my solar arc readings are going to be different. They're going to be a different under a different pricing, because they entail a lot more detail for you, and those ones are going to be $300. So this is where I'm at. Like this is the growing and expanding. So I know I have to start investing more into what I do, and that means advertising, putting things out, using a lot more AI promotive, and utilizing and learning more how to use those skills, and how I can optimize on those skills in order to promote my company to do what I do. Because a lot more, I mean, things are changing. we're going to get into that with the astrology. Things are changing, and as they change, so are we. It's like where we were 100 years ago. Like, just think about it. Like, where 100 years ago. So in 1925, yeah, they had electricity, but not everybody. The roads weren't paved as nicely as what they're paved now. They had some paved roads. Some of the sidewalks were still wooden, and you still had carts, milk being delivered by horse cart. And you also, not everybody would have a bathroom in in their home. So if you lived in an apartment, you would have a shared washroom. So it would be in the hallway somewhere, and it'd be shared for that floor. So on that floor, there'd be how many different families sharing the one bathroom, right? You wouldn't have a shower or a bathtub, so that would all be done in your home. So a you didn't have a lot of the luxuries unless you had a wee bit of money, and yet you had a bigger home and you brought in those accommodations in there. Refrigerators were just starting to come out, and same with your cooker. Your cooker, um, being an electric cooker coming into your home. So these kinds of innovations were changing the way people lived, right? So are we going through some changes that are going to change the way that we live, in the way that we see things, how we are connecting with, within the world. So wireless, which was the radio, was coming out 100 years ago. We had telephones, people, but not everybody would have a telephone. So this is the era, this is the energies that we're living. We're living in such transformational times where how we live and how our houses aren't going to be even ones that were 50 years ago. I'm watching my whole neighborhood be knocked down and new fill-ins being filled in, right? So this is the new world that we are entering in, and it's scary, and it's sometimes not exactly the way we want it. So what are some of the things that we can look at right now with this energy that's coming in? And I feel like this is one of the days I should have just pre-recorded. Uh, so summer solstice chart for June 20th. So it's absolutely packed. This is a cosmic checkpoint. It's both disoriented and illuminating. Here's a full breakdown of the astrology and what it means for the next 6 month cycle. And that's what we're in. We're in a cycle that's going to be for the next 6 months, because we're going to go from summer solstice to the winter solstice. So this Cancer sun does not ingress till later on this evening, around 11:42 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, making the true solstice the moment the solar stillness shift. So that's going to be tonight. So that's shifting. So right now, England's 8 hours ahead. They started their celebration, I think, last night, at 8 o'clock, and then was there for the sunrise today. I think that's the way it worked. Or is it tonight? Anyways, time things confuse me sometimes, but coming into that from sunset to sunrise. And we're at the very end of Gemini, 29 degrees in that final lessons of mind. This is what really freaked people out, because when I do their chart and I find out exactly when they're born, that's telling me exactly where the sun was when they're born, right? So right now, if little babies are being born right now, they're Gemini. They're at 29 degrees and 53, is it 53? No, 32, right? And this is this is where they'd be at. That would be their chart, right? So if little ones are born right now between now and 11 o'clock tonight, they're Gemini. Really, that really messes people up sometimes, I know. But what have we learned? This is about what we have learned and what truths are we ignoring within ourselves? Have we integrated the facts and the feelings? As the sun prepares to enter Cancer, it activates a shift from logic to emotional intelligence and from a data collecting to a soul nurturing. That's where this energy is. And this is where the wounded healer meets the emotional body. This is raw emotional truth. Now it's this moon is going to sextile. It's at 23 degrees Aries. It's going to conjunct Chiron. Then I mean, we've got a lot of shifting. We've got a lot of cogs. We've got a lot of wheels that are shifting, right? So moon is going to conjunct Chiron. Then it's going to go into Taurus. Sun is going to go into ingress into Cancer. So we have all of these movements that's happening. And right now, as the sun is at 29 degrees, the moon is going to be moving along. It's going to sextile over to the sun. And this moment brings an opportunity to heal something old through the conscious awareness. Now it's also going to conjunct Eris, and Eris is going to bring in, are we really, taking care of ourselves? Because she's the one who goes for the underdog. So she's the one who wants to stand up for things. So we could see some really crazy activations with the moon, and a lot of people, um, a lot of craziness that happens in the world today as that moon hits that sextiles the sun. So and then soon enters Taurus, stabilizing the ground after an emotional eruption. So we could see some emotional craziness, eruptions coming out, and think a cosmic bomb after a soul splinter. So that's the sort of energy that's really coming in. And then we have the Jupiter Cancer, Saturn, Neptune, dissolving illusions. So they're coming in, dissolving the illusions. They're at the very end. They're at the very beginning of Aries. Not exactly together yet. They're about half a degree. But and then the sun comes in there. This exact square passed, but the mist lingers. So this is the after the math of the illusion busting. So they're just starting to break apart, and then the sun comes in. Jupiter expansion, Neptune illusion. So this combo can feel like I don't know what's real anymore. Don't fall for a lot of the bullshit that's coming out. What does why does everything feel so fuzzy? Right? Confusing or overly spiritual. So don't get swept up into escapism. Return to the embodied truth. Trust your inner compass over external noise. Now we have Mercury in Cancer. We are feeling our thoughts, speaking through the heart, communications from the memory and emotions, home based thinking. This is expect nostalgia, family, conversations, and a need for mental security. But with this water emotion, double check the facts before acting, right? So there's a lot of emotions, a lot of craziness that's going to be coming in at once, and I feel like it's just like zoom 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 and things just passing through you, and you're just feeling like a cosmic highway. So we have that. But then, of course, we have that energetic yod that's going on with Mars and Uranus and Pluto. This yod, this finger of God, it's transformational through the precise efforts. Mars wants to take orderly action. Uranus wants radical freedom, and together equal a major breakthrough in healing, structure, or service. So great healing can come in through this. This is Pluto. This is where, when it's retrograde in Aquarius, and it's based of a yod with Mars, Chiron. This is soul level calibration, right? I can't do it all. I can't do it the old way anymore. I have to step into the new. This pain must evolve, and know that it is evolving. Know that it is allowing yourself to really change and activate. Saturn and Neptune, both in Aries, the beginning of the end and rebirth. Oh, The drama, 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 baby. Drama, drama. So the old spiritual dream is dying. Hmm. The solstice initiates a journey towards their exact conjunction, which will happen in Aries next year, 2026, a historical cosmic reset. Cardinal fire is here. This is not just a new season, this is an evolutionary time. This is where we are in cardinal season right now, and it is crazy. It is activating. It is emotional. You know, my grandson has a little thing that he goes and he says, what he says, and he says, emotional damage. Yeah, I don't know. He got it from, I don't know where he got that from, but it's when he says it sounds so cute. But that's what we might be feeling, the emotional damage. So this solstice chart has mutable yachts, demanding action, choice, and alignment. The sun and moon sextiles brings in a brief window of clarity and grace, but we must act with courage and compassion. Mars and Pluto is purification. We are being the phoenix. We are rising. This will be defining 6 months of what must die so the soul can rise. What do you need to rise? What is that you need to bring forth? So, the theme for the next 6 months, spiritual detox, letting go of illusions, bypassing spiritual fluff, emotional re identifying what home, family, belonging means, soul homework, big lessons will come through disruption, wounds, or radical new callings. Join. I'm serious. Join my Soul Fire series. Join this series of Summer of Transformation, and it's going to lead into one that's going to come before the fall. We need this help. We need this direction. I got it for you, baby. I got your back. Identify. Identities are melting so that the new archetypes can emerge. And that can be difficult because archetypes are, there's a couple sides to archetypes where we're moving from one to another. Carolyn Mize, I should pull out those. I'll find them, and maybe later on we'll do some work on that. What truth did Gemini season try to teach me? Here's some questions. What illusions am I still chasing? What is my body trying to tell me right now? Mine's trying to tell me I need to heal. Where is my soul demanding transformation, even if it's uncomfortable? So, the solstice reminder, my loves, this is not light and love moment. This is not a light and love moment. This is a fire and recalibration. It is divine order in discomfort. It is season of spiritual sobriety and sacred rebuilding. And that's where we're at. So much love. So much love to you all. If you are wanting a reading, I have the sale going on. Just DM me and I'll let you know what it's all about, or email me. I take e-transfers, or I do have a link for credit cards, which is through Squarespace. So sending you guys so much love. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the love. Thank you for all of your support. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. I am out, baby. Bye-bye. Boop.